Hello there, my beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal. Baptiste, because people were slaughtering me for pronouncing the name wrong. I'm very sorry. I took German. I didn't pick France as my language of choice of my foreign languages. Okay, I'm very sorry, but yeah. Baptiste, if that's how you guys want to pronounce it, has Immortality Field. And that's a discussed ability in the community. As someone that's a coach, as someone that is a grandmaster, and I've been playing this game since the beta, what do I think of this ability? Is it goddamn overpowered like some people think? Is this the Mercy 2.0? Or is it, okay, is it maybe a little bit underwhelming? One thing that really frustrates me with this ability is I called it this, that they are putting in another Bastion or another Mercy, okay? Because this ability is a scary one because it's either super weak or like a niche ability that's like useful in some situation but not really that meta breaking, or that like, okay, we pick Baptiste because we want Immortality Field, or it's like, okay, this is just like we need him because it's so goddamn overpowered, right? It's an ability that's incredibly difficult to balance. Now, let's talk about this. One, for everyone that's yelling that this is going to be the new Mercy meta, it's not. Mercy meta, where you could have like 2 to 3 reses immediately happening after a pick, that is way different. Because if you play Widow and you kill me, and I have a Baptiste, I'm just gonna start pronouncing it like that, on my team, I can't get rezzed. It doesn't matter if he immortality fields my body, because I'm already dead. The whole idea is that pick heroes and stuff like that, and really fast plays, because again, remember, there's a, first he takes out the fucking disc, then he fucking frisbees it at you, like fucking, what's it called, like extreme frisbee style, and then it deploys, and now you're immortal. That's how it works. It's not like immediately happens. It's not like click and there it is, right? There is a cast time on it. So stuff like, if you get stuck by a pulse bomb, and he doesn't, like, if you're behind him and you get stuck by pulse bomb, even really high tier plays, doing a 180, noticing that 180, dropping the field onto the ground and then letting it deploy before the bomb explodes, might actually not even be fast enough. That's very important to note. Second of all, it's 250 health, and it's a 6 meter radius. And if it's supposed to be viable, remember this, if it's viable, it's only viable if you're 20% or less of your health. 20% or less of your health, or else it's no longer counting as a viable thing to do. Right? If I have 50% health and you immortality field me, it's like, okay, whatever, dude. Like, it doesn't matter. So it's not something that does that all of a sudden the entire team is super tanky and unkillable for, you know, 8 seconds. That's not how this works. If you play against Ghost and the Ghost rushes you, it doesn't matter. The immortality field goes down immediately. And if you are brought down to 20% of your health and he deploys it, it's like we just destroy it in under a second and then we just wipe you off the board because you're 20% of your health, right? What is scary about this ability, however, and what makes it strong, okay, is that with this ability, one, Widowmaker picks, you can play incredibly more aggressively, either as the Widowmaker that gets the immortality field, especially, or as support players or any other range DPS, because you don't need to be that scared of the headshot anymore. Especially if you deploy super loud back. It's 250 health, meaning it's about two fully charged shots and a little bit extra, I believe, for a Widowmaker to take that down. That takes ages for her to do it alone, right? If you deploy it far back, and then you can play super aggressively inside of there. Or you can deploy it behind a wall, and at that point, you get, 3 meters worth of, immortality, since it will be on the wall and you only get half of it, and it's 6 in diameter, so you get half of it, the radius, 3 meters, right? So you're 3 meters immortality. That's where this thing becomes, it can deny picks very easily. It also works really great as a peel tool. Imagine dive comp, right? Winston and stuff like that, Genji, Tracer, right? Or imagine just like you play Tracer. A very good example. You play Tracer, you see a Zenyatta in the enemy team. You're like, okay, my dive team is engaging right now, so I can go for the Zenyatta alone. Because if they start pocketing their Sen here in the back line, their front line dies to my dive tanks and my Genji. And if they don't, I kill the Sen. At least we get the Sen kill, right? And then we can play from there. But they have Baptiste. And then all of a sudden, he just drops immortality field in the Sen, and you cannot kill him anymore. You can destroy the immortality field, but that's you having to blink around and deal 250 damage onto the ultimate, and then start the 1v1 again, right? Which is really, really a big kind of letdown for you as a player, right? And the same goes for general dive comps, right? As I talked about, I think stuff like treehouse team composition or reciproc comps against dive comps can be very, very scary all of a sudden. Because you dive in with Winston, you dive in maybe with D.Va, try to Genji, right, or whatever, and you drop the Baptiste on your team, especially behind a wall. There's a shield there, so you don't have like insane damage. I can immediately remove it. The Winston have to tickle it down. The D.Va maybe have problems getting to it because of shields or body blocks, right? The Genji has to fucking shoot midair, and there won't be that swift, immediate kill that you normally want with dive, where you go in and then you get a pick advantage, and then you kind of snowball with a lot of kills. If they have a tanky team composition with a lot more damage, maybe not more burst, but a lot more just like oomph in it in a longer duration, we drop Immortality field. Now we have time to kind of heal, we have time to deal damage and retaliate on this dive comp, this burst damage that we would normally be receiving. Then we can out survive it. That's where it's gonna be a little bit of a scared ability. But it's not gonna be like, oh, we play goats versus goats, so we just immortality field, right? Because again, if that's the case, then your entire team, or at least a team that the 3-4 players at your front line, will be at 20% health if it's even worth doing it, and it will be destroyed, and then they will be on 20% health, and they will just get wiped off the map, right? So it's not as broken, as devastating as it is. It has a very, very, very long cooldown on it, right? I still believe that what should happen is that when you deploy it, the cooldown should start when the drone is destroyed or shut down. It shouldn't be I toss it out and I toss out my immortality field and now the cooldown starts. It should be, okay, my immortality field was destroyed, now the cooldown starts. Same with like May walls, for example, and stuff like that, right? Where the cooldown starts when the wall itself is broken. Right? I think that's how it should be considered, because I think that it's still a very strong ability, and again, it has some of these tendencies, but it's not as broken as people make it to, especially in certain elos and so on, where you can, as I said, immediately start denying it by just destroying, but just actually focus firing it. You can take it out super, super fast. In the end, again, I just want to say that this is good. It's a good and strong ability, but I just think that it's not as broken as people make it to. I would love to hear, however, your opinion down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel with notification, because YouTube sometimes says, hey, Jonal, in the video that you swear and where you're being like a big ass dick in it, oh, we don't demonetize those, but the one where you don't do anything that's supposed to get demonetized, we demonetize you, and then we don't promote your stuff, and then it's like, yay, no views. How fun is that? And then it's like, oh, your last video didn't get any views, so the next one won't get promoted, right? So notification, liking, and subscribing, as always, all that stuff helps out the channel. Thank you so much, and I would love to hear your opinion. Join the Discord down below, and if you're interested in hiring me as a private coach, it's 50 euro for a 2-hour session. Doesn't matter if you're bronze or top 500, doesn't matter if you play on PC or console, if you have a team or not, as long as you can get a VOD to me, we can set up something and hopefully help you improve, rank up, and get better at the game. So hit me up on our Discord server, and we can set up a session. Anyway, guys, as always, please stay positive. Love you guys very, very much. As always, keep your enemy.